Hello everyone, this is another attempt at a video, and once again it's been like 2 weeks since my last, and really the big trouble about it is trying to find something to talk about, as usual, while I'm doing these. But before I get into what I want to talk about now is last video, I had mentioned that I played old school about 3 times. Let me clarify, I didn't just log in 3 times. I meant I had membership 3 times. I did a round of membership. I believe the first time was when it first came out, and your RuneScape 3 membership also counted as your old school membership, and that's all you needed. I think the second time I tried old school was when the Grand Exchange was released. And I don't know exactly when the third time was, but I do remember being on it for some time the third time. I'm not sure exactly. Maybe it's when the implings could give you a clue scroll. I think that was it. But anyway, what I want to talk about now is RuneScape integrity. I'm not exactly sure what integrity means in the RuneScape sense, I guess. I feel like at the very start of RuneScape, there is a well established player base. But over the years, every update uh, chipped away some bit of the player base. So, starting out, when I started playing, I remember starting around, I believe, late November of 2007. Maybe it was late October, but I'm pretty sure it was right around November of 2007. And around that time, I'm pretty sure early 2008, that's when free trade was no longer a thing. And I remember Wilderness and Bounty Hunter just, or I guess, Wilderness was being removed and it turned into Bounty Hunter. So, like, preemptively, everybody or Jagex was having a real world trading problem, and they had to do something in the last minute in order to keep the legality with the banks, basically. So I remember a lot of players writing about that, and they were threatening to quit. Maybe they did quit, maybe they quit for a little while and came back, but I do remember a lot of people quitting because there was not really any PvP. And it did not bother me that much because I knew I had a poor internet connection at the time, and PvP was way harder to deal with and way more unpredictable whenever I lagged. I knew I was going to be able to do anything there. At the time, the only people who were PvPing around my level were like pewers or skillers. They already knew what they were doing, so, and I didn't know exactly what I was doing and how to combat lag. I'm pretty sure that would have been the death of me anyway. What I was trying to, what I'm, my point is that it didn't bother me, but it bothered a lot of people. And I think that's the main thing about chipping away RuneScape player base. So this established player base had what they wanted for a long time, and then it was kind of stripped away from them. And I'm pretty sure Jagex didn't really have a choice in the matter. They were going to get kicked either way, and or they're going to get screwed either way. And a bunch of players leaving because of PvP or because of free trade was not going to harm them as much as real world trading in general. So the thing about it is that growing up, I noticed that there's a lot of controversy, a lot of exploits that RuneScape players do, way more than any other free to play or the other MMO I could see. I think maybe World of Warcraft might have a lot more problems than this because they're way more popular. But in terms of just the players, not just the people that are just trying to exploit Jagex, I'm just saying players that exploit a lot of other players. And I feel that in light of these recent microtransactions and how people feel about it, I feel like the people who are left playing RuneScape 3 are like the last bit of the core players. The people that stuck through it, maybe took breaks, maybe they quit a bit and then they came back. Basically, bared with whatever screw ups that they had with the free trade is that there is a lot of bots in RuneScape. And I believe what happened is bots were pretty much ruining everything about the economy. They were just generating a lot of money and a lot of items in the game, and nobody was really playing it. It hindered a lot of other actual real players, and since a lot of other real players were quitting and giving up because of PKing and trade limit, a lot of bots were a problem. I remember a lot of times I would log in early RuneScape and I would think that a player would be actually playing and I tried to talk to them, but it's just a bot. What they would do is they would some remedial boring task to get a lot of coins and then they'll trade those coins to the main account or whoever owned the bot. So they just get two separate accounts, they generate money, they give the money to their main account. And if they get banned for botting, it didn't matter because they still own the bot and they'll just make another account. Start all over with that. I mean, it was more inconvenience, but they it wasn't that much of a hiccup. They've already profited a lot from it. So what Jagex did with the trade limit was that no person could trade an amount of money to another account, which is good because, the bots can't give their money to the other account. But it was bad because now all the honest players that are actually playing RuneScape is now they can't give any kind of items to their friends. So if they can't give the items to their friends, they have to work around it. So they say, okay, how about we go into a secluded area and I give you an item by dropping it on the floor. And what happens when you drop an item on the floor after about 30 or so seconds? The item that's dropped becomes revealed for everybody else to see. Just in case you accidentally drop an item, the game allows 30 seconds for you to pick it back up until it decides that you don't want it anymore. And then it comes visible for everybody else to see, and somebody else might want it and they can pick it up. So they go to some house, some abandoned place somewhere, and they'll drop some cash, and then they could, your friend could basically pick it up, and that would be a way. And unfortunately, that's also a way for bots to pick it up. So the bots would on girl by doing some boring task and they would get all that gold and they just drop it so the guy's main account could see it and pick it up. That's how that worked. Another thing is, well, actually, they got rid of that preemptively. They knew that that would happen. So what was next? Wilderness, right? So wilderness happened. What wilderness was is that players can fight other players for their stuff. And if you kill other player, you get to get whatever they were carrying. Basically, that's how it works. So, what can a bot do? A bot could do a boring task, get gold, go to the wilderness, and just get killed by the main account. So there you go. They transferred the gold. They thought about that. And that's why PKing and wilderness was going away, because a lot of people are doing this. So, what else was there? Duel Arena. Duel Arena was the next thing. Duel Arena was now, Duel Arena could be just you and your friend or you and another player can have a match. That way, if you go to the wilderness, you always have the risk of someone else running into you while you're fighting another person, and they could just basically finish you off in another match. But Duel Arena fixed this because now you can have a set match with set rules, and you can have a complete fair fight with the other player that you're facing. There's a thing though, Duel Arena had a stake mode. Basically, you could do a free mode, which was just a friendly duel between you and whoever you decide to fight with, and have no money waged on it. But then staking was Duel Arena was, or staking at the Duel Arena was basically you bet a sum of money who could win the match. So they put down 500k, you put down 500k, and you go fight it off, and whoever wins gets the money. So, as you imagine, that's how bots could do. Do a boring task, get money, challenge another account or challenge a main account to a duel, purposely lose so they can give them the money. So, of course, unfortunately, they did that for the trade limit. Now, these updates are all coming one after another, everything sometimes at the same time. And I noticed this and made me more cautious about everybody that would take advantage of you. So one thing free trade, or I'm sorry, one thing the trade limit did was now it made it harder for people to scam you. What people do was while you're trying to trade something, let's say you had a bunch of items that were worth 1 million, and in RuneScape, they had two trade windows basically. The first was to see how much you're trading, how much the person that you're trading with is also trading. When you hit accept, another screen will show up and saying, "Are you sure?" And it will review all the items that are in the trade. But the review would always be in tech. One of the things about trading a lot that a lot of people didn't understand was that when you put down a sum of cash to buy whatever items that you're trying to do with the other person, is that it would always say 1,000K, which is 1 million basically. So instead of saying 1 mil, it'll say 1,000K. So what people would do is they would switch out the money, well, from 1,000K to I think 10,004 GP, like 10,004. So it looked it looked pretty similar to 1,000K. And some people wouldn't catch it, and they'll basically give away their items for 1 mil when it really was just 10K. And by the time they realized that they got scammed, the guy would already taken your stuff and logged out or something. So stuff like that was put to a minimum at least. But anyway, I say all this because my main point is that there was an established player base. And over the years of maybe 2008 to early 2012, every update chipped away at the player base in order for Jagex to try to save the integrity of the game. Their choices weren't very ideal, but their goal was to save the integrity of the game. So with all the wilderness to bounty hunter updates and all the dual arena rebalancing with the trade limit and the trade limit itself, all that became harder and harder for legitimate players to deal with. And the players that were left to deal with it uh, were not really playing the game fairly, and people that were having fun just exploiting people, regardless of PvP, sorry. And people like me that don't care, choose strongly one way or the other. Um, that's the only people that are really left, I feel, at least that's my opinion. So that was my main point, and I was kind of afraid that I'd be rambling on for too long. So next time I'll put more of an outline or to put some more structure into it. And for my next video, I'll see if I can size it down a lot more and organize it a bit more. I just got tired of waiting to upload. I got tired of trying to wait for a topic to come up to me. But uh, I guess I don't know. I just felt I needed to share an opinion for at least something while I was upload, just to get these videos uploading, because I was tired of having a backlog of videos. But I don't know. I'll try to put it better for next time. Try to be more consistent. That's it. Thanks for watching.